Welcome back to Team Fat Kid. It's been a while.
It's been a long while.
We've been, experimenting with some things. We've been working on a food truck and things like that. So cooking and all. Oh, look, the oven preheated. Perfect timing.
Of course.
All right.
Very excited.
Yes. All right. So today, what we're thinking, it's holiday season. It's time to get your bake on, right?
We're continuing bread.
Yes, we've been experimenting with a bread maker. So we have a Cuisinart bread maker versus old school traditional KitchenAid. So we're going to see. Obviously, the bread maker is going to be way more convenient and easy.
Convenient, yes.
We don't know which is going to come out better. So this is what today's experiment is. We're going to go traditional with
white bread.
Yeah, we're just straight basic. It's in the machine book because we're using the same exact ingredients for both. So they're already pre-measured and pre-weighed. So the little book calls it basic white bread. So all you chicks out there, get
basic
ready.
White bitches.
So yeah. So all right. So real fast, Alex, if you want to, we'll just go through the list real fast as you dump it in.
Well, let's focus on if you're going to use the Cuisinart, make sure to put
the hook,
the paddle into the Cuisinart before starting. Important step.
So in a bread machine, you have to go in the order. So we have everything laid out in order. So go ahead. So we're only making small loaves this time because I've been making 2-pound loaves and this is a lot of fucking bread. Mm-hmm. So we're making a 1-pound loaf. So this is 3/4 a cup of water between 80 and 90 degrees, room temp for us. Then you got 1.5 tablespoons of butter. Unsalted. Unsalted, because guess what? We're about to add salt. 1.5 teaspoons of granulated sugar, or you could use honey if you so inclined. Then next, we're going to use 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. This is kosher because that's all I have. I don't know if that really matters. 2 cups of flour, just dump it right on top of there.
I got nothing for you on this one. I'm just gonna
go ahead and start blooming some yeast over here because that's what we have to do with traditional.
Yeah, first step for traditional, put yeast in water.
That takes 5 minutes. All right, so then we got, this is non-dairy milk. Non-fat dry milk.
I was like, what did you just say? Non-fat dry milk.
And it's 2 tablespoons.
It's vegan.
2 teaspoons. I hope I measured that right. No, it is tablespoons, my bad. And then lastly, 1 teaspoon of yeast. Goes right on top. Then you just put that bad boy right in the Cuisinart.
I don't know if you can see that. I'm just gonna put that there for the moment.
And then basically you hit buttons on the Cuisinart. it asks you what color you want your crust. I recommend light because
we found out medium
is really dark.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get this bad boy started. We'll be back in a little bit with some updates. All right, so once you get your dough off your dough hook, we went 7 minutes. And you just take it, roll it into a ball. You want that smooth side, right? So tuck it in, bam, bam. Little oil in the bowl. We're using extra virgin olive oil. Put it in, roll it around, flip it over. Then, a little saran. Sorry, this is Glad. My bad. And that's it for about an hour. Alright, so 45 minutes has gone by. An hour, it says 45 minutes to an hour. But what we're going to do now, we're going to take this off. Put it over here. Supposed to punch this down. Oh, it did. Look at that, man. It looks like pizza dough. Alright, so we're supposed to pat this down, get some air out of it. Roughly a 9x12 shape. I'm going to go with, this is some of my best dough. Real fast, like that. Then, I'm going to roll from the small end. Roll it up, as such. And then take our ends, pinch it, tuck underneath, like such. Then, in our greased, we're just using short end. We're just gonna grease the inside of our pan real fast, so it don't stick. Now I don't know if this is fair because we didn't grease the pan in the Cuisinart, but from the standpoint of Rin, that's how it's gonna go down. So it looks like that. Then wrap this bad boy loosely again, using the same wrap because we're thrifty. Loose wrap, and we got another 45 minutes. Let it stop vibrating.
Got it.
Good? We're just gonna edit this part out.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
All right, so the unveiling of the KitchenAid versus the Cuisinart. Because you need all those views. Like just do it real slow.
Whoa! So,
There's quite a difference.
would you like to? I mean,
All right, so the pan shape.
is a little different just to start, obviously.
So home bake.
Turn sideways so they get the. You can
Yeah.
tell.
All right,
Obvious
so
size difference.
I mean the key here is like we gotta cut them in half.
So, do you want to do the home bake first?
Traditional.
Loaf pan.
So moment of truth here.
I mean,
she's
you
a
can-
little, she's a little dense. A little dense.
you can
Is that
kind
good
of
there?
see the roll.
You can.
Yeah.
Like, can you see that in the camera
Yeah.
too?
Well, I doubt
Yeah, you
it.
can see the roll in
You
there.
can kind of, yeah,
It's
kind
got a
of.
little crack. Yeah.
I'm interested
This
to
is my
see.
first go.
I'm
of
interested
loaf
to see if
of
it
bread.
holds. Like, does it separate or does it hold?
All right, so then the bread machine loaf.
The Cuisinart.
There's a reason.
That is. That's a much nicer.
I will say the crust looks way better this time.
Yeah.
Way, and you
That
went
is,
light.
that is a much better crumb. Is that good there?
Oh. Yeah, sure.
You went light on the crust this time, right?
Yes.
Which I think turned
this
out
is light.
way better. I'm glad you
This
did.
one's still hot, so it's kind of unfair. But
Sorry,
is
I was looking
definitely-
at real life stuff.
this is
What?
definitely lighter than the home bake. I mean, I've done baguettes, and that's probably what the problem is here. This is more like a baguette versus.
Yeah, that looks more like a baguette to me too.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's like
That's
when
perfect.
when you roll bread into a loaf versus it
Doing it on its own.
Rising itself.
rising and then
Well, all right.
like baking.
So
That looks like bread.
I am curious if we actually had to roll it. The recipe that we were working off of was larger and
the technique, yes, the
It-
technique we were using. The
it-
recipes are exactly the same.
yes, but we were so I guess the technique for the home bake was supposed to cut it in half, and we didn't technically have to do
To
that.
make it different.
We probably could
size
have
loaves.
not rolled it. Maybe that's something for next
Maybe
time.
we could have just dropped it in the pan and let it do its thing.
Yeah, maybe
'Cause
that's
this is
something for next
definitely
time.
alright. So like
Did,
real
yeah,
fast.
but now the
Take a-
question is, did that make it denser? And it does separate just a little bit.
It's baguette.
It is
It's
bad.
dense,
Bigoted.
baguette.
Oh my goodness, we could do oyster po' boys.
I mean, that's good bread.
That's gonna hold up to a sauce.
That would be a dope oyster po' boy.
A little too,
Long.
a little
Maybe
too
small.
wide. This is your basic white bread, like straight up,
Feels fluffier already.
Mhm. like you're gonna make grilled cheese. Like this is what you think of when you think of white bread. So the Cuisinart, all right,
Definitely fluffy.
so
Alright,
for the goal.
well, I think we will have to do another home bake. No roll.
Okay.
Because
Let it-
there's no roll in this. So I'm curious, does the roll affect the density?
Yeah, because I pressed it out. You remember we pressed all the air out. The Cuisinart didn't press the air out. Cuisinart
Doesn't it?
It
doesn't
does
press it.
It does
but
another
it has
knead, but it doesn't. Like we rolled this out, but if you put some butter on it, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's
Both of them are good.
This the an hour faster if you use the KitchenAid in your oven.
A little denser. Not sure if it's because of the roll, which is a very good
We'll
possibility.
revisit that, but
Um,
they're both good.
can we focus on
side by side.
Like the crust. What's your opinion on the crust?
Baguette.
Baguette, yeah.
White bread from Walmart.
Again, definitely light on the Cuisinart.
Let's see if we can get that in there.
I'm kind of scared of what a dark crust out of the Cuisinart would be.
Is that good? Me? Yeah,
Like, do you think it would be for like a pumpernickel or something? Like,
Okay.
maybe a different type of bread
It's a
requires a
little
darker
off,
crust,
but they'll forgive me.
It's our first day.
Yeah, I'm just eating bread.
yeah, I mean,
they taste identical.
no
It's just a
bad
texture.
bread.
Yeah, it's just a difference in texture, and I
Dense,
think
light.
they both have their place. With you, we should probably
Revisit
not
without the
roll.
roll.
Maybe not even press it out.
Yeah, revisit without the
Just
roll.
form it into the loaf pan, and then bake it.
Done.
And I think we would get a much because they made us push the air out. They told us to push the air out.
The only other question I could have is size. Do you think this one's denser simply because it's thinner?
See, I think the pan didn't really control. Like it could have went up.
Risen more.
It could have went up.
But I mean, gravity affects that. So, I don't know. That's just, do you think that the density is affected by the roll, because we did push the air out of it? Or is it just simply size? Size and rise.
Yeah, I think it's the
For
red.
also, just one thing.
This is a 1 pound loaf recipe.
This is both, like, they were both the same size going in. This one does seem to be just a little bigger. Does that make sense?
Nope, looks a lot bigger.
Alright guys, this is baking Fat Kid style. Well, not his Fat Kid style, but my Fat Kid style. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you out, and hopefully you make some good ass bread for Thanksgiving. Don't forget to check out the podcast, Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat. We just did a whole turkey episode like a few minutes ago. Julie's out there editing it right now. It'll be live in like 10 minutes. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving from Team Fat Kid.